Georgia's western expansion. After Georgia became an established state, Abraham Baldwin created UGA. He created UGA because he believed people should have further education without having to pay for it. Also at this time, many people were moving westward into newly gained territory. So were the capitals. This created Selma. It went from Savannah to Augusta to Louisville to Milledgeville to Atlanta, or back then as it was known, Terminus. If you look on a map, all of these cities are moving that way. They're trying to accommodate with the population. Eventually came some land policies by Georgia. There was a head right system which gave land to all male veterans, and it gave them more land for specific things like if they had slaves or if they had family. Then there was the land lottery. This was basically exactly like a lottery. People would buy tickets, and if the number was called, then they got that plot of land. And one sad part was the Yazoo land fraud. This is where some people, along with the Georgia General Assembly, sold Yazoo land in return for small payment. This went to the Supreme Court, and eventually so much came around it that they burned the documents in the middle of the street. A little while later came some technological advances like the cotton gin from Eli Whitney. The cotton gin was a machine that separated seeds from cotton and greatly increased the rate at which cotton could be produced. This made cotton boom as a product, and soon many farmers were only producing cotton. But with the increase in cotton came the increased need for slaves. The number of slaves in America, specifically the South, greatly increased at this time. Another really big invention were the railroads. This was crucial to the development of Georgia because it made it much easier to transport goods and services such as cotton. Also at this time, there was a dispute over the land of the Creek and the Cherokee. The leader of the Creek at the time was William McIntosh. They called him the White Warrior because of what he did in the war. At first, he was pushing to keep the Creek on the land, but many people wanted their land to kick them off. Eventually, he became corrupted and he wanted the money. He supported the White Sticks in the Red Stick War, and he even signed a document for money, signing away all of the remaining Creek land. For this, he was executed by his own people. However, that did not stop the Creek from having to go on the Trail of Tears. Also were the Cherokee. Their leader was John Wash. Like William McIntosh, he was an accomplished warrior, and he was half white, half Indian. He was one of the most well-respected leaders of the Cherokee. This is because what he did for the Cherokee to prevent them from leaving. During this time, gold was found in Dahlonega, which is Cherokee land, and many people wanted them off to get the gold. This became the Worcester v. Georgia case. Originally, John Marshall had ruled the Cherokee as a sovereign nation, but Andrew Jackson did not enforce this rule. It was overturned, and this led to the removal of the Cherokees, despite their attempts to assimilate. They even tried to create their own alphabet called Sequoia syllabary. However, this did not stop them from having to endure the Trail of Tears, where 4,000 Indians were killed. It was a tragic event that could have been stopped, but the greedy American government couldn't.